Chapter 1. Monday, May the 2nd, 2005. You might think he could have made up his mind earlier and been man enough to inform his surroundings of his decision. But Allan Karlsson had never been given to pondering things too long. So the idea had barely taken hold in the old man's head before he opened the window of his room on the ground floor of the old folks' home in the town of Malmköping and stepped out, into the flower bed. This manoeuvre required a bit of effort, since Allan was 100 years old, on this very day, in fact. There was less than an hour to go before his birthday party would begin in the lounge of the old folks' home. The mayor would be there, and the local paper, and all the other old people, and the entire staff led by bad-tempered director Alice. It was only the birthday boy himself who didn't intend to turn up. Chapter 2. Monday, May the 2nd, 2005. Allan Karlsson hesitated as he stood there in the flower bed that ran along one side of the old folks' home. He was wearing a brown jacket with brown trousers, and on his feet he had a pair of brown indoor slippers. He was not a fashion plate. People rarely are at that age. He was on the run from his own birthday party, another unusual thing for a 100-year-old, not least because even being 100 is pretty rare. Allan thought about whether he should make the effort to crawl back in through the window to get his hat and shoes, but when he felt his wallet in his inside pocket, he decided that it would suffice. Besides, Director Alice had repeatedly shown that she had a sixth sense. Wherever he hid his vodka, she found it, and she might be nosing around in there even now, suspicious that something fishy was going on. Better to be on his way while he could, Allan thought, as he stepped out of the flower bed on creaking knees. In his wallet, as far as he could remember, he had a few notes saved. A good thing, since it probably wouldn't be free to go into hiding. He turned to take one last look at the old folks' home that, until a few moments ago, he had thought would be his last residence on earth. And then he told himself that he could die some other time, in some other place. The 100-year-old man set off in his pea slippers, so called because men of an advanced age rarely pee farther than their shoes. First, through a park, and then alongside an open field where a market was occasionally held in the otherwise quiet provincial town. After a few hundred yards, Allan went around the back of the district's medieval church and sat down on a bench next to some gravestones to rest his aching knees. The piety in the area was not such that Allan worried about being disturbed. He noted an ironic coincidence.